Hello again, welcome back everyone. Liquor Hound with you. Thank you for joining me for another one of my spirit videos. And in today's video I'm actually going to be answering a few questions that I've been receiving over the years, and I think they're excellent questions. First and foremost, we're going to talk my glassware. Why do I use certain glasses over, let's say, the Glencairns? And, when do I use those glasses? When should you use those glasses? And so we're going to talk that really quick. From there we're going to discuss corks. And we're going to talk natural cork versus synthetic corks, and actually why I seem to prefer synthetic corks for spirits. And then finally we're going to talk about spirit oxidation. That is a huge debate in the spirit world out there. And many people ask me, well, you have these bottles open, and how do you keep them from going oxidation? How long will an open bottle last? Now I'm going to talk, and actually we're going to taste and nose a spirit that I've had open for 5 years versus one that we're going to crack open right here on this video. So let's go ahead and start with glassware. The one glass you're going to see me use a lot, and it's just my favorite, is this little glass right here. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. I can't seem to find any more of them. But it's a beautiful little glass in that I can pour a very, very small amount of spirit in there, yet the bowl is wide enough for me to be able to get my nose deep in the spirit, taste those different aroma levels in the glass, and really pick out subtle nuances. Unfortunately, like I said, long gone. So that's why you'll see me use this one a lot. Not quite the same, but close, and I do enjoy that one. I found those, I think, at Bed Bath & Beyond one time again. So I'm always looking for this one because that's where I found these. And I just happened to find these and thought I'd give them a try. Seemed to work pretty good. From there, when I'm tasting very, very old or fine spirits, something where it's not going to be very high on the alcohol on the nose, the ethanol is burning me up, I'll use a Glencairn glass, such as this one. And this is another Glencairn style, just with a stem. And those work very well. The problem I have with those is if you're getting into a very high proof spirit, that's going to kill you. It's going to burn your nose up. Even if you're doing the old breathe through your nose and mouth trick, it's still going to light you up, and you have to be very, very off the glass. With this one, I can kind of control it a little better, and it lets it aerate a little better. So that's why you see me use these. But again, if you're using very subtle spirits, maybe vodkas and stuff like that, then I would prefer to use actually a Glencairn. But if you're using really big bourbons, again, I would probably use one of these. Now, talking corks really quick. I've noticed in the spirit world that we're starting to move towards synthetic corks. The natural cork, I just cracked a bottle today, and as you can see, not good. That's the problem I have with natural cork. Now in wine, in the wine world, there's a big debate there as well, but I can see the benefits of having a natural cork there. Wine needs oxygen to breathe through the cork. It needs that interaction of the wine with the oxygen in the bottle to help develop flavors along the way. Spirits, not so much. Once the spirit is bottled, the maturation process ceases. So I don't really want it to change anymore in the glass from when they released it, because then we're getting into something that's constantly evolving, and you don't want that in the spirit world. You want all that maturation and chemical process happening in the barrel there at the distillery. So when we talk oxidation and we talk corks, that's why I prefer the synthetic corks. It's simply because while they don't breathe like a natural cork, that's actually a good thing in the spirit world. As long as we're not using a plastic or a rubber compound that's going to be leaching into the spirit, that shouldn't be a problem, especially considering most spirits aren't stored like wine on their sides. So, not really that much of an issue again. So I've really been getting into synthetic corks, and I hope they get a little bit further and a little more advanced into using those. Now, spirit oxidation. Huge debate. Like I said, I've had bottles that are open for 10 years now, and as long as you don't disturb them and you keep a layer of argon or nitrogen gas in between the spirit and the oxygen that's in the bottle, you're going to be good. I happen to use Private Preserve a lot. It's just really quick and easy for me to grab. You can get them on Amazon by the case. That's what I tend to do. But, like I said, just give it a crack. Let me go ahead and get one. This is a brand new one. Let me go ahead and get it open for you. So So what I do is once I open my bottle, and I'd make myself the pour, which let's go ahead and do that now. So, one that's been open for 5 years. All you do, put the nozzle in. I put the cork as tight as I can, put my little fingers in there, and about 4 little sprays and you're done. Now we're going to crack open the brand new one. And I say brand new, I've had this one for a few years just as well. Again, 5 years. This was purchased when Bacardi was only releasing the Reserva Limitada there at the distillery. And this was from the first 1,000 that were released to the U.S. about 3 years ago. Again. There we go. So, on the nose, let's slide this on the side. Still a fair amount of, the good molasses and the alcohol. You can still smell it there on the nose, even though it's 5-year-old. This one's very sweet and vanilla. I really do love this rum. It's very light, yet it does have a pretty silky palate. Plenty of, like I said, molasses, caramel notes. Maybe a hint of tropical fruits in there. Kind of like a guava. And maybe just a touch of banana. Now here's the one that we just opened. The alcohol on the nose is identical. The aromas, very, very similar. I'm trying to see if there's any differences. I still get the tropical fruits, I still get the big molasses and the caramel note. There's really no discerning difference between the two. As long as, again, I think as long as you keep that gas in between the oxygen and the spirit, you're going to be great. On the taste, silky smooth, so soft, very, very, the molasses on the nose is actually a little more stronger than it is on the palate. It's very light on the palate, just a little bit of like a cotton candy type thing. Again, the tropical fruits are in there. A little bit of oak is coming on right mid-palate. It's evolving almost into, like, the fruits are kind of evolving, especially towards the finish, into, I don't want to say a fruit cocktail, but it's almost like a berry note as well. But very, very lovely. Again, being a rum, of course the molasses is the big player. In this one, I would say the molasses and the oak, with the fruits falling a little bit right there behind that. Now we're going to go with the brand new open. Yep, it's about the same. Again, big caramel note. The molasses is there, though not as strong as on the nose. Almost reminds me, again, both of them kind of remind me of that creme brulee where you have that vanilla, that sweet caramel, and maybe a hint of fruit or berries in there mixed in. That's pretty much what you get here, with a nice medium amount of oak lasting throughout. It's nothing that gets overpowering, but that's what I get in these two. So again, just use a good either private preserve. You can actually go to one of those air gas type where you get your welding gases and stuff, and you can get a food grade nitrogen argon gas that would work just as fine in a small bottle. You can always do that. But this is quick and easy, and that's what I tend to do. So I hope that video helped answer a few questions and the great debate of spirit oxidation. Thank you so much for watching another one of my YouTube videos, and everybody have a good evening and cheers.